Today I'm going to show you how to check your business credit score. Now this is crucial because not only do you want to know how to check for errors, but you also want to know if you're ready for funding. Now stick to the end because I'm also going to show you how to check your business credit score for free. All right, up first is Dun & Bradstreet. We're going to head over to dnb.com. Click Login and then click on View, Manage, and Update My Information. What you want to do now is fill out your business information. After I filled out my information, I'm going to click on Search. Okay, so I was able to find my company, and so I click on View, Edit, Company Information. Now I can create an account to get started, but I actually already have a login, so I'm just going to simply use the login I have now. There is an option of having a paid account with DNB or a free account with DNB. The free account is fine. It gives you enough information to verify that your business profile information is accurate and free of any errors or negative items, and it shows you how many trade lines you have reporting to DNB. That's crucial to know your business credit score. Okay, now that I logged into the DUNS Manager, on the left-hand side, I can see that there's a menu. I'm going to continue on to number 2, which is Continue to Company Profile. This is where all the information on my business is, as far as the name, the structure, year started, employees, etc. Make sure the information that's here is accurate. I can also see my industry. In this case, I'm using SIC code 8741, which is business management. It's a little more generic, gives me some wiggle room with what my business is doing, but it also still fits what my company does. It also happens to be an industry that is not restrictive, which is good for getting business credit. I had to make some updates, and the reason for my update I'm using is correction. Okay, now I'm at the trade payments area. This is a very important area. It's item number 4 on that menu. Trade payments is super important because it shows you how many trade lines you have on your business credit profile with DNB. Just like with personal credit, the more positive reporting trade lines that you have, the better your personal credit score is going to be. You can see in this example, I have 2 trade line experiences. Now, when I get to 3, I have an 80 paydex score. That's the most popular Dun & Bradstreet business credit score that everyone's going to tell you want to get, which would be an 80 paydex score. That range is from 0 to 100, and 80 or better is very good. Having 2 positive reporting trade lines, though, is great. In fact, what I recommend is before you apply for funding, make sure you have at least 1 positive reporting trade line on all 3 business credit bureaus. We have Dun & Bradstreet, which we're looking at now. We have Equifax, and we also have Experian. We'll get to those shortly. It's very important that I see if I have any negative items or anything that says past due. It does not state past due, so in this case, I'm clear. If there was an incorrect past due item, I would check off Initiate Investigation, Incorrect Past Due. All right, next up is Nav. Nav is a very popular tool. They also have a free plan or a paid plan. Just depends on how much information that you want to see. Nav is going to show us a few things. It's going to show us our Equifax business credit score. It's going to show us our Experian business credit score and our SPSS score. That's our small business scoring service. Very important score to look at. So let's click Get Started and dive right in. As usual, I'm going to type in my business information and click Continue. You can now select your business and click on Continue. Now, I'm going to log in here because I actually have a paid Nav account. The reason I pay for Nav is that it gives me a more comprehensive business credit report. You could still check it for free. You could still see if you have trade lines or not for free, which is great, again, to see if you're ready for funding. But I'm looking to get as much business credit as I can, so I have the Nav Prime account. Another advantage of having the Nav Prime account is that it boosts up your business credit score every single month to DNB, Equifax, and Experian. So even though when you go on Nav, you can't see your Dun & Bradstreet profile anymore, they are still boosting up your Dun & Bradstreet profile. So for me, it's worth having Nav. And if you want to sign up for Nav, you can click the link in the description of this video. All right, so this is the homepage of Nav. Sometimes they change the way it looks, but they start you with your overview. Now, right now, I'm inside of the free account, just so I can compare for you what you see if you have the free account versus what you see if you have the paid account. The free account gives you a letter rating. In this case, it says my grade is a B. When I show you inside of the paid account, it's actually going to give me a score rating, which is a lot more detailed. So as I mentioned, I have a letter B. If I look at my accounts on file, my trade lines, it says 0. In this example, we would want to have at least 1 trade line or more to boost up our business credit profile. So now we know that we need to boost up our business credit score, which you could do using the Nav Prime account or even using Net30 vendor accounts. I have another video that explains that in detail. I'll make sure to share that with you. All right, now I'm inside of my Nav Prime account because if I'm looking to check my business credit score, I want as much information as possible. On the left-hand side of the menu, just click on Credit Health. I can now see my Equifax, my Experian, and my FICO SPSS scores. So this is my Equifax business credit score, which is 369 out of 580. Do not worry too much about the letter rating or the numerical rating that you have from Nav. What is most important when you're looking to get business funding, when you're looking to get business credit, is how many positive reporting trade lines do you have. Do not get tied up on the fact that it says Equifax needs work or your score is poor. I'll show you why in a couple seconds. All right, so I clicked on Equifax. Now we're looking at the report. You can see that even though it says poor, which a lot of people might get caught up on, I actually have one positive reporting trade line from Equifax. If I scroll down, I could see that the accounts on this profile are current and there's no charge-offs. There's also no bankruptcies, no liens, judgments, anything like that. So this is actually a good business credit profile with Equifax. Very important, of course, to see if you do have any negatives. If you do, you would want to dispute them. The process of disputing any trade lines that are negative with Equifax would be simply attaching the information that you're concerned about to an email and emailing commercialdisclosures@equifax.com. By the way, you can also email them for a free copy of your Equifax business credit report. They'll actually mail it to you, and it's very comprehensive. You know, Equifax is actually one of the hardest business credit profiles to boost up. So what I would look at is a service called eCredible. If you haven't heard of them, I did a whole review of them on my blog, and my students have reported back that they are consistently reporting to their business credit profiles. So this is definitely a vendor that you want to look at. Just to pull up their website real quick, they have two different plans. Even if you go for the less expensive plan, the Business Lift, it'll still help boost up your business credit profile with Equifax. All right, I'm back to Nav. I can click on accounts. I can see how many open accounts I have, how many closed accounts I have. I can also look at my full report if I want to download that and look at even more information. All right, so now I'm going to jump over to Experian. Similar to Equifax, we have a score here that says 48, medium risk. But let's look at the full picture. This profile has 0 accounts that are beyond terms. So that means there's 0 lates. That's very good. It has 2 active trade lines. That's also good. Now, ideally, you want to have 3 or more trade lines on all 3 business credit bureaus. Then on Bradstreet, Experian, Equifax. But as I mentioned earlier, as long as you have 1 or more, that would be the minimum. You could apply for funding at that point. I'm going to scroll down and I can look at judgments and filings. There's no bankruptcies, no liens, nothing like that. That's good. There is a UCC filing on here, and that is because this business has a $100,000 business line of credit with M&T Bank. So the trade-off for getting a $100,000 business line of credit without having to show tax returns or any financials or anything like that is the UCC lien. UCC liens are not necessarily a bad thing. There are some banks where if we were to apply for business credit, they may have a challenge with the fact that there's an existing UCC lien on there, but not every bank is going to respond in that way. Just take it one bank at a time. If there's anything negative on your Experian business credit report that you want to challenge, same process as before. You can download the full report, you can circle what's inaccurate, and then you can email that to businessdisputes@experian.com along with any additional documentation. That's my process of doing business credit repair, and it works very well. Another way that you can check if you have any trade lines on your business Experian report, and this is a free method, is to actually just go to experian.com, click on small business, click on get your report now. You just type in your company information, and on the results page, it'll show you if you have trade lines or if you don't have trade lines. And that's without paying Experian any money. All right, last up is your SPSS score. This is your small business scoring service. It's a blended score between Experian Business and Experian Personal. Now, an ideal SPSS score would be 165 or higher. Not all banks check SPSS, but many of them do. A quick tip to get your SPSS score high is to pay down your Experian utilization. It's not your only way to boost up your SPSS score, but it is the fastest. That's how you check your business credit score, including paid methods and the free methods. Hit that like button if you like this video.